Welcome to the last hour on the Pussycat for 2014, and it's Christmas time. We're going to give away a present for you. So if you ring Marianne 3777 033 and just be kind to her, and she may just help you in the draw. We've got a copy to give away. We'll get it signed by the author, who happens to be right with us. It's called The Paris Inheritance. Looking forward to reading it myself. But we welcome Marianne Cochrane. Tremendous. Still going well. Sales.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Now, if I ask the panel, I'll introduce Sue Wells first, who's with us again, and Janice Groves with us. Could you pass that down, please? And we'll just get Marianne to sign it, because Marianne's got to keep going. She's she's playing Mother Christmas, really. She's very, very busy. Joyce from Timaru wants me to ask the panel, what is their favourite Christmas dinner? Janice, I can almost answer it for you. You tell us.
Oh, look, Mum was a marvellous cook, and Christmas was something you really looked forward to when you were a child, because you knew it was going to be days and days of wonderful food. Fruit salad and trifle, meringues and pork and chicken and lamb.
So it was a real feast.
A feast, because the whole family used to come home and love it and look forward to it. And Mum would start preparing probably 4 weeks. She'd make plum pudding, she'd make the Christmas cake. It was a child's dream, Pete.
Yeah. So have you carried that on?
No.
Why?
Because I don't have... I go to my niece and nephews, and she carries it on. And I think it's appropriate because she's younger and she's got more energy than me.
And do you add to it, though?
Yes, I do. I might make the fruit salad trifle and meringues for this
That's a pretty
occasion.
gutsy effort, isn't it?
Yeah, I like fruit salad and trifle.
And will your niece
stuff.
have a traditional Christmas dinner?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
She'll have 2 roasts, and there'll probably be about a dozen of us, and, you know, it'll...
What time's dinner? Do you have it at lunchtime or night time?
We're generally around 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Okay,
Yes.
So you get all the business out of the road and then into it.
Yeah.
And then are we sleep?
Well, I can't sleep at their house, really, unless I fall asleep in a chair. Although, when I was having the knees done, they opted out of their bedroom and ensuite and gave me their bed. They did that twice. How can you say thank you to relatives that are so kind?
Absolutely. Terrific. Thank you, niece. Yeah, we don't. What's your name?
Vivian.
Vivian. Thank you, Vivian, very much for looking after your dear old aunt. So there we are. Sue, your household is what? And what's the favourite Christmas dinner?
Oh, the favourite part of Christmas dinner is without doubt the fresh peas.
Do you pop them?
Yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. And we all sit round in the morning scraping new potatoes. That's Dad's job.
Oh, yes.
And then the peas. Now, my border collie Pepper loves
peas.
You shell the peas and she will take them out of your hand. Just
Very
like that.
delicately.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But chaos at our house this year. We're hosting, I don't quite know how many, so it'll
What's
be like
cooked?
Oh, everything.
You do the whole mopping?
You know, you don't stand still too long, otherwise you'll end up on the table.
Right, okay. So it's a roasting thing, or it's a...
It's everything.
Yeah.
We do the
Well,
whole
who's
lot.
going to do it?
Oh, Kim and I will do it.
Oh, I see, Can you make a decent gravy?
Oh.
Tell me about gravy.
I love a good gravy, don't you?
He is the jus king.
Is that right?
Okay, and Marianne, are you a traditional Christmas day?
No,
Right.
we were. I live with my chef, my live-in lover and chef, and my husband, and he's the best cook.
3 of them?
Best, he's 3-in-1 package. He's
Greedy, Janice, greedy.
absolutely the best cook, best cook in the world, and we knocked it on the head, the roast turkey and everything in the oven. Said, we're in New Zealand, it's summer, can't we cook outdoors and have fresh salads? So we do barbecued turkey breasts on the barbecue outside and salad platters, and love it. But I do have to have the crispy roast potatoes.
All right.
The one thing. And you've got to scour the potatoes, toss them in flour. And
Do you pre-boil them?
yes, absolutely.
Put them in the fridge.
must.
Oh, didn't know
Yeah,
about
put them in the
that.
fridge, chill them down.
And then a crisp
and then they'll crisp up.
Viv does that.
Yep.
Bloody lovely.
And know that. Learn something.
Yeah.
And don't make sure that the oil or whatever you're going to cook it in is quite hot before you put them in it. Yeah, they'll crisp from there.
But I can't.
They don't take as long.
I can't cook. I don't cook. It's not in my remit.
You can't be beautiful to cook as well.
No,
I say to
that's
the
what I've
landlady.
said, and talented.
So how many, well, who will be at Christmas dinner?
As many as the family that are around.
Which is likely to be what?
20.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Mum's the matriarch. She's 85 and almost a vegan vegetarian. So that gets a bit tricky, but we work around it.
Well done. That's a
Her
good
appetite wouldn't be great either.
No.
No.
How many do you have?
About the same.
20?
Yeah, and at night we do a thing called Combat Secret Santa.
Yeah, this is a great story you told us last year. Yep.
Sort of mid-afternoon, and then everyone turns up, and it does tend to be randoms, neighbours, stray friends, anyone passing. You have to bring a little $10 wrapped up present, and they all go into the middle, and and it's a fairly routine Secret Santa game, except that we do involve a few more competitive elements than usually. And my mother, who's 86, always wins. Doesn't matter who she's playing. She always wins.
Always wins.
Every time a coconut.
Even if you cheat, she wins.
Oh, you just don't. You don't even go there. You just,
Sounds like a wonderful day, doesn't it?
And have a nice day,
yeah.
all of us.
I'd have to say that our day has changed a lot because the landlady's mother died at 94 and she lives in Akara, so we always used to belt over there and have the big Christmas dinner for her. Well, that's changed, and of course along has come 6 grandchildren now. So we opt, because we're getting on a bit, to get the grandchildren at breakfast time.
Oh, yes,
because that's
that's a
the
good
freshest
idea.
they'll ever be on the day. So,
Yes.
and
them
for
over
our
and done
jangled
with.
nerves,
Yes.
Janice, it's
Yes.
quite nice to get them in
Yes.
and out.
feed
And
them
then
chocolate
leaves
and send them off.
Then leaves a hell of a hole at the end of the day. That's
come
the
round to
problem.
our house.
No, we go to Akara. I think last year we had a sandwich. It was great. Anyway,
Seriously,
let's
come round,
move
bring
on.
a present, off we
Alex
go.
from Barrington writes, this is a lovely one too, which includes the whole panel. He tells me that at 75 years of age, he's just done his first bungee jump. God love him. What's still on the Pussycats bucket list? Mirren, what's an uncharted thing you've got to do yet?
Uncharted thing, run a marathon.
Really? Mm-hmm. You think you will?
I'll probably be able to do a half marathon slowly.
Right. Yeah, so that's on your bucket list?
Yeah, be on my bucket list, but I've nearly ticked most things off.
Right.
On the best-selling list was
Correct.
just happened.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Have you done a bungee jump?
no,
Oh, dear.
I'd get 2 black eyes.
Bragger, Janice, braggers. Yeah, okay. Yourself, Sue, what's on your bucket list?
Oh God, nothing I can discuss on camera.
Oh, of course you can. It's only us. Yeah.
You get more interesting by the minute.
Oh, lovely. Give us your book and
You
I'll
want a
tell you more.
lifeguard or someone, do you? Or...
No, I don't actually have a bucket list.
Really?
I've come to the conclusion that living in the moment is about as good as life gets.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you fantasise about all the things that you're not doing, what are you missing? I
Great
do
comment.
have a
comment.
list of some places I'd like to visit before I pop
Right.
my togs.
Yeah.
But-
Top of the list?
I want to go to the Shetlands and see where I was spawned.
Really? The Shetland Islands? How do you get there? You go to UK and then across to you or something?
Basically, you swim, I think. I
Yeah,
think that's how it
okay. You look the type to do it. Janice, new knees would have been on your bucket list. You've got those.
Yes.
Yeah. What else?
I wouldn't mind learning to sail, although I think I'm a little late
To
for
sail.
that. Yes. I can't see myself playing golf. I play bridge, and I'm very happy about playing bridge. I'm not marvellous, but I'm better than I was.
But to sing,
To
God
sing,
defend
yeah,
New
yeah.
Zealand
Oh,
and
yeah,
a
that's
rugby
right,
game.
yeah.
There we are.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
bucket
right.
list. We'll be back
I'd
in
like
just a
that.
moment with the panel for the last time at Christmas. Well, welcome back to the Owl and the Pussycat. Of course, Christmas is the time for giving, and the panel want to give you a copy of Mirren Cochrane's book called "In the Paris Inheritance." It's a wonderful read. Now, she has had to fly away, literally. She has a book launch in Auckland, so she's had to get on a plane and head away, and let's hope the book sales go really, really well for her. They went well in Christchurch, no reason why they won't go well in Auckland. So we wished her a happy Christmas and she moved on. But an able replacement has come to our notice, and that is Mercy Cornish, who is a CTV presenter and scheduler right here at CTV. Mercy, it's been a good year for you. You've done a lot of interesting things, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Thank you for having me on here today, Pete.
It's our pleasure. So when you joined the company, did you ever think you'd be in front of a camera?
Well, no. I kind of was interested in that area, and then all of a sudden one day they needed someone to fill in, and there I was,
Right.
ready to go.
And you seem a natural, just like Sue Wells, who is a veteran of it now, of course. She's been a panellist for a while. Sue, lovely to see you, and happy Christmas to you as well.
Well, thank you,
Just
Pete.
our
Didn't we
last show.
do that? Didn't we do that in the last segment?
Well, no, you never get tired of talking Christmas.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, it only happens one day a year, isn't it? Janice, we're
Yes.
just lucky to have made one more.
Well, I hope you get something lovely in your stocking, dear.
I've put a pair of pantyhose up. I'm greedy. Yeah, I want the 2 legs filled, you see.
Anyone you know?
Good Lord, I wonder what on earth you meant.
Right, let's get on to it now. Okay. Right.
Don't want to know.
Something that may be of interest to you, and funnily enough, it happened to me the other day too. Ray from Papanui can't understand movie and theatre critics continually get it wrong. When they review films, plays and concerts, they appear to me that they're from another planet. You, Janice, have had many reviews over your career, some good, bad and ugly.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you
yes.
think they're off whack sometimes?
They don't matter.
No.
They don't bloody matter. They don't make a difference to the show. They don't make a difference to your life or anything like that. You get a good review, it's gone around the fish and chips, or not anymore dandruff, but it's, you know, gone.
Could it not influence people attending? If he writes a bum review?
If he writes a bum review, there's a chance that there won't be many bums on seats. But the thing is that they have a bit of a discipline, the critiques, and remember that most actors and actresses think that them that do, them that don't critique.
Right, fair comment. Sue, you've had some bad vibes at times from reviews of anything you've done?
No, I've been universally loved throughout my entire life.
Oh,
This
my
place
dear.
is no exception. I think the
Wake up and smell the roses.
best piece of advice I ever had came from that world-famous philosopher Janice Gray,
Yes.
What did she
which
say?
was?
who once told me that opinions are like olive oils.
Backsides, yeah.
Everybody has one.
Right.
And
I admit.
Yeah, and that's been Janice's quote, and I think that's probably, if you start thinking about your opinion and how it's influenced by what you've perceived, what you've seen, what you've understood, the mood you were in that day, other people have a very different set of opinion.
That's the truth.
I just
they
feel
bring.
sorry for some people I see that put a hell of a lot of work in, mainly unpaid in a lot of cases of shows that we have in Christchurch, and for them to get slagged, I just think
It's
is
very true, but
not
a
for
good
them.
director will say, don't read the critique.
Okay.
Don't read the critique.
Do you read movie reviews? Does it influence what you go and see,
Well,
Mercy?
I do, but I do think that any publicity is good publicity. You know, even if it's bad, you think, how bad is it really? I might just go along and see whether I agree or disagree with them. Like Interstellar, have you guys heard of this new movie that's
My
out?
German boarder raved about it, and that's the only rave I've heard.
There has been so much talk in the office with
What's the
people.
name of it? Sorry, Miss.
Interstellar. It's just come out, the movies.
Right.
There's been people calling it the best movie they've ever seen
Yeah.
here. I'm actually going to see it tonight to see whether it is the best movie or whether it's not so good, like some of the other people in the office said.
Can you tell us a
So-
bit of the plot? What's it about?
Well, it's set in space.
Oh.
It's got Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway in it, and that's
Oh.
pretty much all I know. So
Is Anne Hathaway the old actress?
No, dear.
No.
There was
No,
another
dear.
Hathaway, wasn't there?
Yes,
Hathaway.
it wasn't
Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway Shakespeare's live-in lover?
Oh, you live with William Shakespeare. Thanks very much, Doug, for telling us that through the earpiece. Thanks very much. Tell you what, we're going to have a reversal. He might become an owl here shortly. I've got news for him. All right, so really, if you've had a bum criticism, just don't take it on board. Just go and do your bit.
Yeah.
Because I think, the last one you were in, Calendar Girls, I think you got a rave review, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
The whole program, the
Yes,
whole
I
show
did.
did, which
Yes, I
was
did.
great.
Yeah, it was. It was a
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
Still got that review on a tea towel, haven't you?
Yes, and on a calendar.
Yes.
And I've had some special little thongs made too.
Thongs.
Thongs.
Right. Okay, can we move on? Slightly more sensitive subject. And I don't know, Mercy, that you're going to actually quite qualify here, but we'll find out. Deb's from Fendleton has a problem. As a first-time young mother, I have really struggled to breastfeed my young daughter. This is frowned on by my friends and even my midwife. Now, grossly unfair, I would have thought, having not had that experience myself.
And unlikely to.
There are obvious difficulties at times, Sue, breastfeeding.
Look, I did. There we are. I've said
And
it.
you managed?
Oh yeah. No. I found it a fairly easy experience right up until the point when my oldest son
Got teeth?
got
Did you?
2 bottom teeth at 4.5 months, 2 top teeth
Gosh.
at 6 months,
Good
Oh,
Lord.
lovely.
and about 6 months and 1 day, I stopped breastfeeding.
Yes.
Did he go to boarding school when he was 1?
No.
Sounds like a child prodigy.
The other one refused to unlatch, and he was just a permanent fixture until he was 7.5 months old,
Yeah, but-
and he discovered bananas.
Didn't you love breastfeeding?
Oh God, yeah.
I think it's a wonderful sensation.
Absolutely loved it, but
Any
yeah.
mother that is in doubt about breastfeeding, give it a punt, mate, because it's the most rewarding experience in the world. Except, of course, for the abscesses and the
bite
sore
marks,
nipples, mastitis.
the
Can be a
cracks.
bit of a problem. Actually, I always recommend young mothers to brush their nipples with a toothbrush while in the shower, just to harden them up. Get out in the sun, harden your nipples up.
Would it work on anything else, Janice?
What did you have in mind, Pete?
Mercy, you've not struck that yet.
No, I
but-
haven't,
yeah.
but my sister has just had a baby,
Oh,
and
great.
there were a few complications with the birth, and so they were actually separated after the birth, and she found it really hard to breastfeed my little nephew, and she felt really, really bad about
She
it
shouldn't have.
because she felt that guilt. She's like, what am I doing wrong? I'm a bad mother. He's not latching on.
Was this her
And
first child?
It was,
Yeah.
first child.
Do you know what Debs is going through in this letter, yeah.
Yeah, and so she's actually written an article about it because she felt that she had a lot of sort of, I guess, prosecution from other mothers being like,
yes.
oh, you can't breastfeed your child properly.
Oh, no,
and
no.
it took a long time, but and she used nipple shields and everything to sort of coach her little boy along. But then he got it eventually. It just took him a little bit
Fantastic.
longer. And
Wonderful for her.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
My producers say if there's nothing else to eat, I suppose the kid got hungry. Douglas, you know,
A
the
baby's
world's
a baby,
moved
is a
on,
baby.
Doug.
Yeah,
For goodness sake.
Baby's a baby, baby.
We're definitely going to get him in here, Janice. I tell you, he's going to pay for this.
Why? You want the show to be a success, don't
Well, he's
you?
been a pain so far, hasn't he, really? So, well, we're going to go to a commercial break now, says Bossy Boots. Okay, let's do that. I mean, see you later. Welcome back. We're getting to the sharp end, really, of the Christmas rush, aren't we? You're getting a bit hassled. Are you finding it difficult, Janice? Are you a bit hassled with it all? Have you done all your shopping?
I don't do much shopping, actually. I really don't do much shopping for Christmas. I think it's really a great deal of fuss is made about Christmas and everything like that, and I really firmly believe it is for the young ones. It's for the young ones. I haven't got you a present, and I haven't got you a present, Susie.
no.
And I'm sorry, Mercy, I've got nothing for you, dear. But the thing is, I do have a lot of goodwill and happiness to spread.
Which is really all we can expect and enjoy, really, from you, Janice, is just this bonhomie that you show us. Oh, a dozen eggs wouldn't have hurt you, miserable old cow. You could have brought those in for me.
I sell them at Bridge.
Oh, sell them. So it's a price on Christmas. Well done. So you got all your shopping done?
Without being quite as tight as Janice, tight like a tiger. We do a fairly small, slimmed down Christmas these days. You know, the children are at an age now where they're more interested in money than anything else, and it's a very unromantic gift. So we do silly little presents and lots of them, and we have loads of
Oh,
fun.
that's lovely.
Yeah.
Mercy, at your age, if you get given a voucher for Christmas, does that rip your nightie a bit? Would you send out a gift?
Depends on where the voucher's for. If it's for one of my favourite clothing stores, then I'm pretty happy about it. There is a little bit of that miffness when you think, they didn't really think about me, they didn't
Correct.
really put the effort in. I love homemade gifts. I love making people things that I think
what do
that
you
they'll
do?
really
Yeah,
enjoy.
yeah.
Scrapbooking and going on Pinterest and finding creative ideas. But my mum was a Grinch growing up. We never had a Christmas tree, she hated Christmas. And we only had 1 or 2 presents. So I've sort of rebelled from that, and I
How many
love
in your
Christmas
family,
now.
Mercy?
I have 2 sisters and a very little brother. So yeah,
So
there's-
they all suffer because of old Gringe.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I hope you're watching,
I feel bad
Mrs.
saying
Grinch.
that, Mum.
Yeah, you should, because
Get
she's
it
really
out,
going to
girl.
Grinch
Get
up
it
now.
out. Yeah, get it out.
Christmas tree, I mean, that's
go to Oamaru
depriving your
and
children
around
of
the
Christmas tree.
Hey, we
It's
didn't have a
terrible.
tree last year.
Yeah.
We'd only just moved into the house about 9 months before, and I hadn't figured out where to put it. So we did all the rest of the decorations, but no tree.
We were allowed a little nativity set that was about this big, and that was it.
That was
Nothing
it?
else. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing else.
Did you have the big feed and all that nonsense? Or?
Yeah, although we were actually usually travelling on Christmas Day, so we would usually travel to Auckland for 6 hours on Christmas Day. So we'd get up, go to church in the morning, then travel to Auckland, and then have
From where?
from Wanganui.
Oh, gosh.
You're from Wanganui, dear?
Yeah.
Do you put nature in it?
I don't.
Sod ass, that
I don't, but only because I grew up there,
well,
and
you
so
are,
yeah,
indeed,
I'm just
yeah.
so used
Sorry,
to it
we've
without the
digressed. So
age.
you've been 6 hours in a blooming car, you know.
No wonder she was miserable.
Everyone's been car sick, I bet you. Yeah, and then you finally get to Auckland, you're meant to be yo-ho-ho. Yeah, no, I can see it not working. No. Sorry, Mrs. Cornish, I don't think you're a Grinch at all now. You went to hell and back on Christmas Day.
No,
Yeah.
Auckland.
Oh, well, same place.
I live in Martin.
Just around the corner.
Almost old chums, really, aren't you? Yeah, lovely. Okay. So basically we're saying that's it. But I digress. The question I was going to ask you was Doug from Rangura puts his point that the central city will never compete with malls as long as every bare section in the city has parking meters, and yet malls offer free parking. I'm not a mall person, I've got to tell you, but I find it so tempting now just to be able to pull and do the shopping and go. Parking meters bug you, do they, Mercy?
Well, I actually bike.
Oh.
They
way to get
I'd blown
around,
that
get some
theory,
exercise,
Yeah.
and then you don't have to worry about parking, because I've heard at the moment even the malls are chocker. It's horrible. We've got the parking wardens in, and it's just too crazy.
It
at
just
this time
bugs
of
me
year.
if I'm on a bit of a roll doing my shopping and I think, gosh, I've got to get back, I've got to put some money in the meter and I've got to, you know. Sue, are you on board with this or not?
I bike. I'm the same as Mercy. I
Don't
bike.
want to waste of time writing that question. Did you?
I bike, and
Bloody nice to hear
if
from you.
you,
Have a good Christmas anyway, son. Yeah. And a dozen eggs are coming from Janice out to Reura for you. Yeah. You don't bike, you drive. Where do you find parking a hassle with meters?
I try to avoid meters. I don't
Yes.
come into town much. I go to the library. They've got a lovely, yellow wheelchair parking space for me. That's fine. And no, I don't go to malls. I try and avoid malls, and I try and avoid the town, Pete.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
But I think if we are trying to grow it back, I think there should be some latitude given to parking.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. I see letters to the paper
got
all
one,
the
mate.
time about
We got one.
being charged for parking on a Sunday afternoon and
Yes.
everything like that. Oh, well, I suppose they have to find the 90 million, don't they?
900 million, dear. Yeah.
900 million?
That's an awful lot of parking meters.
And it's an awful lot of rates increase, isn't it?
It is indeed. But
Oh,
anyway, Sue
I
now
just
has
love that.
abdicated that responsibility with the Christchurch City Council, so we'll not go any further on that particular one. Will we, Sue? No?
Okay,
You
then.
left it behind
Can
when
I
you
just
left.
say before we move on, what a
Yes.
horrible job would that be, being a parking warden? Making people's days miserable by handing out tickets.
Do you know they go through one of the toughest psychometric testing regimes of any of the council employees?
Is that right?
I guess they'd have to, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
Because
you really don't want people there who,
not to fight.
have
Or spit or kick.
Exactly. You
So
need
is there a
people who
high
can-
attrition rate of parking wardens?
I don't honestly know.
No, I just wonder whether you chew through them because they get abused and yeah.
No.
And I've been known to do it. Yeah, I've been.
Oh, well,
grumpy.
shame on you.
Yeah. No,
Shame on you. Shame
it's when
on
they
you.
put the sign up after you used to park there
Shame
and now it's
on you.
turned up.
No. They're
And I
people.
really go ropeable at the hospital, I've got to tell you.
Oh,
I go in to see someone in the hospital, they could be dying in front of me and I'm worried about whether I should feed my meter, for
Yeah.
God's sake.
Yeah.
Get a life. Yeah, okay. You can't park in the hospital now, so it doesn't make any difference, Janice,
Next
does it?
letter.
No, yeah, okay. Sorry?
next
Well, we're going to go
letter.
to a break in a minute. Okay. One here for, we'll get Mercy because I'm sure she's got a thought on this. Sean from Irvale writes, recently at a barbecue, and it's an interesting one, we're not going to talk sport, but a barbecue, a group of mates tried to work out what Richie McCaw will do when he finally retires from rugby. He is probably the most admired New Zealander. What would the panel do with him? Mercy, what would you do with him?
She gets to go.
Because
Yeah.
How's
trying
this
to
for
get
a
a winner.
question?
Yeah, sorry?
He could just come and be my personal toy boy if he wanted.
is that
you know?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No strings attached?
But I could just have him on my arm. We could walk around together.
No. Woo.
Excuse me, Mercy, any other comment
if
you've
he
got? Don't be
starts with
bossed around.
Janice, then she won't wear him out so much. I can have him next, and then you can have him. You'll kill him if
I
you
don't want the
start.
sloppy thirds.
Oh,
Oh, good call. Yeah. So, well, job-wise, or where do you think he'll finish up?
That is a good question. I think he has a lot of potential. I mean, he's the face of
Well, he's going to be
rugby,
knighted,
so,
we know that.
Yeah,
so Sir Richie McCaw, we know that.
Sir
he
Richard
can do
McCaw,
lots
isn't it? Got a
of.
good ring
He
about
can
it.
make lots of money by doing lots more publicity things and all the magazines. But you know, he's probably got a few things going on up here. He's probably got a secret talent for
I'll
something.
bet he is.
I bet
So
he
do you
does.
admire him as a Cantab?
Good Lord. Whatever's
tie.
happened to your
It's his
tie?
tie.
Just keep going. I asked you a question. Do you admire him as a New Zealander?
It's hard to respond when your little red thing is flashing at me.
It happens every Christmas, I'm sorry. Yeah. Not the only time, but it does. Yeah, okay.
I want to talk about Richie McCaw.
Janice, okay.
I've got a few jobs that you can do around my place, Richie, and of course there'd be a lovely omelette for you and a nice cold glass of beer.
Would you give him eggs?
Would I give him eggs?
Don't
I
you
certainly
give him
would.
mine.
No. But Richie McCaw, great guy, and I think that he'll go into public relations or probably diplomacy.
Yeah, I think diplomacy. But anyway, we'll debate it over the barbecue over the long break. We thank you all for your input over the year. It's been a heck of a lot of fun. You've enjoyed it, Janice?
Big thank
Merry
you
Christmas
to
to you,
everybody.
dear.
And
yeah.
everybody, have something nice in your stocking this year, dears.
Safe, happy Christmas to
That's
you,
right.
Sue.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And just have a marvellous Christmas.
Thank you, I will.
Just think how miserable your mother made you and then go out and have a real crack at it. Okay. To all of you out there, thanks very much indeed. We'll catch you in the new
Happy
year around
days.
about February, but been great.
wish
Have you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry
Christmas
Proper time.
and a Happy New Year.